Hello, everybody. Hello. Does this work? Yeah. My name's Alan, and I met this guy waiting for a table maybe 11 or 12 years ago, the day after or the day that he came from Beijing. Yes. In the Indian kitchen restaurant. Yes. And I lived in the former French concession, Yongfu Fushu Chilu, in a lane house sort of behind the Jay-Z Jazz Club, and would see Redic in local places doing his thing, singing beautifully. I never really caught the sense of your art in that at first it repulsed me. I didn't like it. I went to a beautiful, incredible place with an installation of your chairs. And at first I thought, you know, the idea is interesting, but they were crude and clumsy. Forgive me for saying all these things, but art is subjective. I thought, but through time, while some things I still don't like, liking has nothing to do with appreciating. And the collective of what Redic does in terms of not only his capability of self-promotion, but also in terms of drawing from every amount of talent that he has. You know, we're a community, we're 50 trillion cells. So when you go to work, we enliven those cells, things happen, and there's an energy that dances beneath the paint. And as time has gone on, I've learned to take emotions away, but feel the sense of the energy that dances beneath the paint. And I think that, you know, I have to say that your consistency, your pursuit, you know, the first university in the world were just a few people that wanted to kind of get it together. There was no such thing as a university. And I'm old enough that I was there, you know, and they were trying to figure out what their minza, what their name should be. And they chose the name university because originally it meant finding your way in the universe. And Redic has not been shown the way, but fearlessly has found the way. And I think it's a distinction that really is worthy of the admiration that you're getting and the success that you're experiencing after a huge, long journey to get there. But it's just a beginning. Thank you. So, Shesheni, it's a pleasure to be here. Thank you. Thank you, Alan. Thank you.
Let's use another one.
Do we?
Hello, can you me?
We can hear. We have another question.
I know. Wait, sorry, 1 second, because I would like to. No, we don't have a question from here at the moment. So that was a comment, I guess. Do you have any comment to make on reply? Otherwise, we keep on gathering other questions, either from this living room or that living room. Okay. Or your living room.
All right.
No, I would like to reply. Can you hear me?
Yes.
Yes.
Yes. Hi, I'm Erica, David's sister from the United States, and it's a lot of us on. And first, I'd like to say we are so proud of our brother and excited about his work and having lived with him as he began to develop all of these things, both his music and his art, and just all of his giftedness over time has just been an incredible journey to watch. And I had to say immediately when the gentleman said, I don't like it, I wanted to ask his big sister, and that's okay, because we love it.
That's my big sister.
But, and David, I like your approach that you said, but art is subjective. And that is so true, because art is subjective. And what I like most about your work, David, particularly the rose that came through the crack, that type of persistence in your life and in your loving. And and it shows through in all of your artwork. And you know that we love you out here, and we love the clunkiness, as that gentleman said earlier, because there is such a beautistry and artistry in all of everything that you do. So just wanted to make sure that he knows that we're out here. We love him. And I don't like nobody saying anything negative about my brother.
Okay. Thank you for your comment.
I would like also to say something. Can I say something?
Oh, hi.
Yes, sorry.
Can I? So I also like been knowing David for like over 20 years, and just the deep devotion to his art, and the honesty about his art, and the perseverance. Like I really have to, like really this man really like made me also a little bit yeah, my emotions come high, because I mean, how can you really just go and see all these beautiful things that a person is doing, and how they put their art in it, their heart in it, and just like say like 3-4 words that just like kind of like make it yeah, I don't know, like, so yeah, this is an extra special person, like who is you know, like who doesn't give up and who believes in his dream. And for me, this is you know, this is like a true artist. And I applaud you for that. And I think great things are still here to come. And I'm very, very positive that the world is gonna see his art, and the exhibition will be traveling. And you know, like there's just so much about this man. So I just wanted to add.
So
just
we
had to say
have
that. So
one.
I
We have
applaud
one
you.
question
You're
coming from the living
amazing,
room in
and the
Seoul. Now
world
I
will
will
see
give
your gift.
you
Thank you.
the mic. Thank you. Check it if they can hear you. Yes.
Hello. Hi, Redic. Can you hear me?
I can hear you. Hello.
Hi, I'm Helena. Hi. Thank you so much for your presentation. It was interesting to hear. I have a question out of curiosity towards regarding your process. So you work across these different media, and I am just curious because how you during your work, how you switch between your media. Is it because it seems like you often write first, and then you sometimes simultaneously paint, for instance, with the poem where you paint the doors and sing at the same time. Is this correct understood, that this is kind of how you work, where you do it simultaneously, or do you have certain periods of times where you very focusedly go into some one media only, like only painting for half a year, and then you switch to another media, and then you maybe deal with the same subject, and so yeah, if that was clear. It's something about your process and how you switch between your media.
I think for me, the process was beginning to understand that my gifts, I take my cues from nature. And I like to say that everything in nature is intentional. And if you cultivate what has been placed in nature, nature will multiply and amplify what has been given. And so when I began to understand that these different modalities of creativity were inside of me, I began to learn that it was not for me to pick and choose, but rather to cultivate and use. And really going back to the analogy of water and how water can be myriad different properties, but it's the same element manifesting itself different. For me, just understanding that I'm responsible to cultivate. So I have studied in each of these mediums that I'm working in. I've taken the time to hone my skills, but really creativity is an act of creative service for me. And so going back to the analogy of water, it's really, am I painting this day? Am I writing this day? Or am I working on the project this day? It's none of those things. It's Redic. Can you find a sense of flow? And once you're in that flow, these other elements, they just come natural. I'll leave one more anecdotal story because my sister is from all around the world. I see they're on the line. And so another friend of mine had come to my gallery space years ago, and she was just observing me doing what appeared to be several things at once. And she says, "Oh my God, you're just like an octopus. I just see arms just going, going, going." But if you really think about an octopus, the arms are not flailing. Each one of them knows exactly what they're doing. And so for me, the challenge has really to be, how can I stay in flow and stay passionate and connected to that understanding? And then as a bigger picture, how can these talents and this artistry and this platform really be of service to humanity, to push humanity forward?
Okay, thank you.
Thank you.
Thanks.
Thank you.
Okay, we have another question coming from this living room. Please, Redic or Magalie, let me know after this question. Let me know if you have any other question from Shanghai, please.
Okay.
Hi, can you hear me?
Yes, I can
Yeah.
hear you.
Yeah,
Perhaps if you can move.
you
a
can hear
little
me?
bit,
Oh, you can't see me.
they can
Okay,
see you. Or sit close to here on the couch.
sorry.
We
Okay.
should leave a spot on the couch for the question.
Hi, Redic. I was wondering what
Hello.
your experience. Hi, my name is Molly. I was wondering what your experience has been like being a Black artist, a Black male artist in Asia over the last decade.
I will be very honest with you. I have experienced marginalization here in Shanghai and in China. I did not really realize, I guess, the naivety of what was taking place and what was going on. But because this is not just an occupation for me, this is a calling for me, I've been able to overcome that. So for one example, just on a very practical sense, as my artistry, both the music and the art, began to be known in the circles within China, doors slightly open, but in the mainstream of the art world, there was no real immediate reception. However, I'm determined and to share and find ways to curate and work with others. So we began to take over spaces and curate them with excellence. It began to also produce a way of producing art and sharing art. And so as I'm preparing to expand from Shanghai, I began to put things in perspective, and I was just like, oh my God, I was marginalized here. I was actually marginalized. But what that marginalization did actually was produce a type of fortitude that now, as I'm sharing my artistry, I'm not only saying, take a look at the art and the artwork and how it links, but really take a look at the platform and what the platform is doing. And so I'm thankful. I would not like who wants to be marginalized, who wants to be kind of held at bay. But just like water, I'm going to go back. Here's Preacher Redic. Water will always find a way around. And I was able to find a way around the resistance, but that actually produced another level of strategy and thinking that I'm very much aware with as I share the platform.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
You can keep it there. And any questions coming from the living room in Shanghai?
Yes.
Yeah, I needed this morning more than I realized. Thank you for sharing your story and your storytelling. I have a question that stems from a few what I figure is a spine in your art. And it basically you summed it up by that quote you say, what happens to you happens through you.
Yes.
And I'd like to highlight a part of the climb, something I noticed in the climb, where you're telling this story of the ladder.
Yes.
Going up, and you mentioned parts where you have doubt.
Yes.
And you doubt yourself, and thematically as an artist as well, and a lot of artists, we go through these seasons of self-doubt.
Yes.
Is what I'm making meaningful? Does it matter? Will this mean anything? Am I wasting time?
Yes.
And then later on in The Door, when you're talking about the doors, the series with the doors, the
Yes.
poetry in there speaks with a lot more assurance.
Yes.
It's more affirming. It's a lot of I ams.
Yes.
So my question then would be, what was that journey like? What was that transition like from maybe self-doubt and stumbling, but still determined to go, to move up and getting to a place where you're in flow?
Yes.
And you're sure of yourself, or
Yes.
seem sure of yourself.
I think that there's a power that comes in vulnerability. There is a power that comes in acknowledging your humanity. And so I'm still on this circle where some days are better than others. But when you begin to I have the saying that steps of courage lead to places of confidence. And so beyond being confident, I exercise courage. I'll never forget, I've been fortunate to come from loving household, loving parents, and have had wonderful mentors. So one of my songwriter mentors in me, she said, Redic, you do know that what happens to you is happening through you. And I was like, what do you mean? She says, you're an artist. So everything that you are experiencing is actually for someone else. I remember in Los Angeles, I was getting ready to step out on this huge stage full of thousands of people. And I'm in the wings, just nervous. And luckily, one of my mentors walked up in behind me and he says, there's been plenty of times that I've been afraid, but I've walked out with courage. And what I realize is that when I have the courage to step out, there is something inside of me that kicks in. And so sometimes it's just the practice of understanding, yes, that's fear, that may be real or not. But buddy, this is your life. You love what you do. Keep loving what you do. And the art, okay, So this is what I love to say. And this helps me stay out of my head so much because I can be in my head. I say the very essence of a gift is that gifts are meant to be given away. So I say that I am gifted to give. And so I love what I do. I take responsibility for what I do, but I tell other artists and people, we all at least have one gift. And that gift is our responsibility. But at the end of the day, a gift is always intended for someone else. And so if I sit on my gift, if I do not exercise my gift, I'm keeping it from those who this very gift was intended for. And so it helps me not to feel threatened by other artists, not to feel that I'm in competition with anyone. I simply want to exercise my gifts with excellence and love and put them out there, and whoever connects with my gifts. Now I'm lucky because some people are like, well, I like the music better. I like that better. I'm like, okay, you got options. But whoever resonates with the platform and with the gift, that is who that art piece was connected for. So I'm still climbing every day and I'm still breaking through cracks every day as well. Yes.
Thank you. Okay. Any other question? No questions coming. Oh, yes, we have another one here. See? Here, sorry, 1 second. We only, yeah, we keep this one and then we come back to you. So you're next. Please.
Hello, right here in the living room, the other one.
Oh, hey, in the living room.
Yes.
Hi, my name is Rita. So it was awesome to listen to your words. They were a very inspiring presentation and a very inspiring exchange. So to the point that I think that you're not only an artist, but I would say you're also your own art critic, because like, your explanation was very deep and like very enlightening. So I was wondering if you ever thought about putting everything, all your stories, all your theory about the artistic creation into words. So writing a book maybe or something.
Yes, there is. So there is an art book that is called Rubies in the Rubble. I will discuss with Raffaella. I want to make that available for everyone that's listening in the digital version. We'll find out how to make that available. So there is an art book. And then the platform, Rubies in the Rubble, the Humanity Chapters of Redic, an empowerment exhibition experience. This is where, so I'm an 80s baby, one word analogy. I love the Transformers, and you see the Voltrons, the different Autobots, they all have their own streams. And so I'm very much a singer, performer, very much committed to my craft as a visual artist and writer. But this platform right now is where my main energy is, because it's like when the Voltrons all come together, and it's a platform where I'm able to fully express myself and also partner with other individuals to really share these stories of humanity and empathy that I feel the world is in need of. So if you were to ask me where my main creative focus or where my main entrepreneurial focus is, it really is, how can we expand this platform that has been proven here and in Shanghai?
Thank you. So I think, yeah, we can go back to the living room in Shanghai.
Hey.
Yes.
I want
Hi.
to say you are such an inspiration. And I think I can say that on behalf of all the artists, what resonates with me a lot is that you are not afraid of using all your talents, right? Because that's sometimes it's a big struggle, because we listen to other people say that, oh, that's confusing. Why are you doing this and that and also those things? Choose something one,
Yes.
right? And as a person who also had these struggles,
Yes.
I am so grateful for you to be such a great example and inspiration one more time. And I wonder, have you ever had this moment when you were thinking, okay, maybe I should choose one of my gifts to develop, and others, okay, maybe, just be somewhere on the background? And when did it happen that you realized that, no, I don't need to choose anything.
Yes.
I should go with all what I have, because that's a gift,
Yes.
and that's a gift, and I must use it.
Yes.
Yes. So how did it happen?
Well, I'm very fortunate. I see my dad on the line. My parents, and I didn't realize this because you get around other creative individuals growing up, and we all are creative, but other in the more traditional sense. And my parents have always encouraged me to cultivate my gifts, further my education, and continue to cultivate my character. But I didn't realize how fortunate I was that whenever I was doing plays or performances or in exhibitions, my family was showing up. And it wasn't until I started working with other artists that I realized that that was a challenge, like, oh, pick this or do that. And so I was giving permission or validation by my parents to really just cultivate my humanity. It still hadn't clicked because we're all in this world of pick one or the other and things like that, but that didn't make sense to me, because sometimes I was like, okay, I'm only going to write, I'm only going to sing, and then it's like, but this hand wants to paint. What are you doing? I'm talking about you're only going to sing. And so it was not until after college that I have many artistic heroes, but I want to mention this gentleman. Please look him up. His name is Gordon Parks. And Gordon Parks is my artistic hero, not for the dynamic body of work that he did, but he was a true Renaissance artist, a true interdisciplinary artist. He was an activist, he was a filmmaker, he was a poet, he was a writer, and he excelled in that not that he was trying to prove anything to someone else, but he took the courage to prove to himself that these are the aspects that I'm working with. And so I tell people, I'm not just randomly painting, no, I'm acknowledging the gifts that are inside of me and holding space to cultivate them. One last anecdotal story. Preacher Redic, he's on the line. One last anecdotal story. I think that in life, a lot of us are looking for passion. And a lot of times, passion can easily be put out. Like if you share it with the wrong people, if you don't have a sense of confidence, you put it out there and people will put a wet blanket or you may not have the courage to do that. But we love passion, but we're really seeking purpose in life. And what I have discovered is I love what I do. I love what I do. I love it. I love it. I love it whether I'm creating when I'm happy or angry or all. I love what I do. And that gives me a burning sense of passion. Now, out of cultivating the things that I'm passionate about, it has given me a sense of purpose. And to be able to have my passion be transmitted into other people's, and where they feel a sense of purpose, ooh, that is like the super gravy. But my encouragement is to cultivate your passion. Cultivate your passion. I tell people that I try not to create with the creative hat and the critic's hat because they will cancel each other out. So I do critique my work, I do look it over, but I try to first allow myself to be creative and allow whatever is trying to flow through me to come through me. And then I can come back. And I remember some of my painting mentors came to my gallery, respected artists. All right, Redic, but tighten this up. You see this? And so I take criticism from people that can help enhance and then perfect the work. Okay, Redic, you're rambling. Not rambling, but I love to talk, so I'm gonna reel it back in. Any more questions?
Thank you.
Thank
Any more
you.
questions there or here?
Yes.
Or from the online living room in Zoom? Ah, we have another one there. Good.
I'm here. It's not a question. I just want to say I don't know you a lot. We cannot say we know each other since years, but 2-3 times were enough for me to really see that you are vibrating on a total different frequency, very high. And this inspired me so much. And I'm very happy to be here today and support you also in the future. As an art, I cannot say I'm an artist, but I have this artistic soul inside me. And I can feel like you didn't choose the easy path.
No.
And the path that makes everyone happy. Because if you would do that, you will sell ice cream or something like that, make everyone happy. You choose to embrace your gifts and pursue them. And this is not the easy path, it's your path.
Yes.
It's the only path for you. So it's really amazing how you embrace it and you pursue it.
Thank you.
So continue like that, please.
Thank you.
You're
Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you. I see Michael Alexander is with the mic on. I don't know if it is because the question is coming. No.
I too like to talk a lot. But, I don't know if what I have to say will resonate, but I'm stimulated by it all. And to your question or curiosity or whatever, you know, my favorite children's book is The Little Engine That Could, and it's a choo-choo train that's going up a hill, pulling the train, and it's got a smokestack, and instead of going choo-choo-choo-choo-choo, it says, I think I can, I think I can, I think I can, you know. And if you think you can, you will, and if you think you can't, you're right. It's the end of the line. So I wrote an art curriculum for Jiao Tong University 16 years ago. And in the beginning of it, I said that it's, you know, it's not what you can't do or don't know that makes the difference, but what your desires will allow you to achieve if you try. Don't be a judge of your work. That's somebody else's job, and who gives a damn what they say. And to your question, you know, it's not easy to do, period. But to not do is painful. And there's purposefulness for which we are to fulfill the purpose of why we are, whatever all that means. And so I made a deal with myself, which is the most difficult thing that I do every day of my life, because I'm a lot of things. I'm a painter, a writer, a thought partner, a blah, 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 you know? And so the deal I made was paint tired. I'm always tired. There's strings attached in 20 directions. Everybody's pulling them, you know? So I thought, if I'm supposed to be the things that I am, I can't be and won't be until and unless I paint tired. So therefore, no excuses. And even if I feel sick and lousy, it doesn't mean I can't be in the spirit of the work and literally look at the way light falls or the shadow reveals or how I might portray it, or just pick up a brush and look at it. And eventually I've done paintings where I didn't paint the canvas, but I painted the brush with the image that I wanted the brush to do and applied the brush. So, you know, it's all okay. And when we have self-doubt and all the rest of it, which is, you know, part of the sine curve and the yin yang and whatever all, you know, of it is, it's nothing more than the usual potting soil out of which we have to figure out how to bloom. And so your stories are wonderful and everybody's questions are quite good. You know, so, Shesheni.
Okay, thank you for your comment. Now, I think we have time to take one more question, if there is any.
I have a question.
Who has a who?
I
There. Hi.
Hi. I'm in Shanghai and Redic is family, and I didn't actually think I would have a question at all because I know him so well and I ask him so many questions all the time, but this just came to me. So you described your different series of the artwork, and I just thought, how do you pick and choose? So you have the doors, and then you have the dream catchers, and then you have the thrones, and I think you have about 9-10 series, at least that you presented to us today. So did you choose the series, or do you just have, or you found a door and then you said, okay, I'll paint the door and then I'll do a series of doors, and then you thought about dream catchers? How was that process of picking the series, or which came first, actually?
I think I made the series, they come to me like initially my fascination, or not even fascination, with the chairs and seeing potential into these discarded elements and recognizing that when I get a hold of them, they're not chairs. I'm going to transform them into thrones. And then, so there's an evolution of these different elements, the doors. So once the series are kind of established, I have the dream catchers, I have the doors series, I have the blue windows series. The challenge becomes walking, because again, I'm not randomly picking up things. These items call to me. And so sometimes I'm out just like, no, I do not see you, tabletop. I know you want to become a dream catcher, but I don't have space. I don't, and it gets really frustrating sometimes, because again, as the community begins to discover what you're doing, hey, Redic, there was a door over here, man. You got to come pick this door up, man. And there have been times where another friend, I'm not working on this throne, but you got to look at it. It's smiling at me. It's like a cut in the gash of the seat. And I'm like, no. And literally people have come to my studio and brought these items of potential. And so when I'm working, I really feel a sense of, hey, pick me up. Pick me up. And so that is how I create my work. But sometimes when I'm performing, some songs have, again, I'm dyslexic, so sometimes things get rearranged beautifully in my mind. so sometimes songs feel like paintings. There have been moments where we've been working on material, I've been writing, and the overflow of the poetry or the overflow of the song says, no, I'm not complete. Don't you see, I'm also a dream catcher. Or a dream catcher will say, I think you can stretch me out to a song. And so it's really all interconnected there. So I hope I answered your question. And
Will you like branch out to more? Will you branch out to more series, or is it now that, okay, I have my base series and then I keep, adding to those series, or are we going to see you pick up, I don't know, something completely different and then start working on a completely new series that we haven't seen before?
there are some other series that are inside of me, and I know that they will come forth. So I am really just maintaining what I have and expanding that platform. The only series that I will not revisit again is the pandemic series that I did 20 for 2020. I felt like that chapter is complete, but the other series, they still pop up here and there, and I'm still, those are ongoing series.
Thank you very much. Sorry, I'm playing timekeeper here. So I think, yeah, I can say now class dismissed as usual. Thank you very much.